What's up? All right, guys. So today I want to talk to you guys about cash and credit. It's a pretty interesting topic, I think. So I'm just going to go into it. I recently ran into somebody that was a little bit down on their luck, and it's interesting. Like I've been in a position where I've had no money before, like none. And it's not a good place to be in. So what's going on, DJ? So if there's actually people watching this, if you guys have any questions, let me know. Um, but basically cash and credit, what I want to talk about is the importance of it in trucking and in having both and how they're both important. I guess I'll start off by saying one of my trucking buddies I haven't talked to in a while. He always used to say, "If I win the lottery, I'll truck until I run out of money." And that is such a true statement in some regards because a couple of things that can happen is I'll give you an example of some things that have happened to me in my life, or my trucking career. But so I started building credit when I was 18 because Callie's mom, my wife, her mom used to be a realtor, and they do some real estate investing as well. And she said that I should get a credit card right away. Well, to answer your question, it just depends on you. But I am biased. My biased opinion would be better is getting your own authority and instead of going company, because that's just what I did, and it's worked out well for me. But it kind of depends on your goals. So, anyways, keep on asking questions if you want. That'd be good. So, what ended up happening was I started building my credit when I was 18. When I met Adam, who I talk about all the time, he's on some of my videos. He basically took me to another level in business. And shadow here, I don't know what's up with this. Anyway, so what he basically did is he kind of like opened my eyes to what was possible. And he does millions of dollars a year, and I was doing decent six figures a year. And kind of like his attitude towards business and trucking was kind of like, if you see an opportunity, then you need to go after it and basically just always say okay and then just figure it out as you go. So like that took me from six figures to seven figures very quickly. So in that process of going from six figures, so basically I met him and I was doing like, I don't know, 500,000, and then from 500,000 a year to meeting him within a year's time, I had a record year of over $2 million in gross sales. And the only way that I got there was by having money and credit. So, trucking is it takes a lot of money, and you can do it without credit, but it helps to have both. And my buddy that says I'm going to truck till I run out of money, basically, if I win the lottery, I'll truck till I run out of money. Well, one of the things that happened to me when I grew my business that quickly was I wasn't I had to catch up because my business had to take a breath. So what was happening when we were hammering like that was my fuel bill went up. All these expenses went up, and it takes months to catch up. I'll get to your question there in a second. I'm just going to stay on track here. So, at one point, years ago, not years ago, but not this past winter, but 2 winters ago, I was in all out expansion mode, and it was so stressful because I had a credit card bill that had over $50,000 on it. So I actually have limits over 50,000 on some of my credit cards. And that is just one of my credit cards. And I only use one, and I don't like using credit cards like that. But like how I usually do it is I pay for my fuel and whatever. But I went from, not that many trucks to a bunch of trucks, and then it takes 30 days to get paid, and then all this stuff in the, like, it was just very stressful getting going like that. But if my credit card company would have said, we're not going to give you any more money, then I would have basically went out of business, because my limit at the time was $40,000, but for some reason they were still letting me spend, and I had $50,000 on my credit card. So, I mean, obviously they're in the business of loaning money, but the main thing is that you need to have cash. But if you're going to grow like that, then you also need credit. But so that's kind of my story about that. But then another thing which is one of the biggest mistakes that I ever made, was thinking that I was good. So now I'm like never rested. Like, you never can have enough money in the bank when you run a trucking company, I guess is what I'm basically saying, because credit is good. But one of the things that happened to me once was I bought my car hauler that you've maybe seen in some other videos. It's basically a 3-car wedge with a hydraulic ram on the front. So you can haul 4 cars with it. It's like a 53-foot trailer, wedge trailer with a car with one ram on the front. I'll get to your question in a little bit here. So basically, I bought that trailer with the expectations of getting money rolling in right away. But then when I signed up with this company, like whenever you sign up with somebody new, it can always be a slow process to get started. So what ended up happening was, basically I used all my money on the car hauler, and then I didn't have any money in the bank. I still had credit, but I had no money in the bank. And then I couldn't pay my mortgage on my house because I didn't have any money in the bank, because credit doesn't get you anywhere when you need it. Only gets you certain places. So that was a huge mistake. And another mistake that I made, and it's along the same line, is gosh, I look like I'm like Africa black here. I don't know. It's like, I don't know. Can you guys see me okay? Or does it look like I'm like super dark? I don't know. I need a light shining at my face, I guess. But anyway, so another mistake that I made, thinking I was balling and had all this extra money to spend, was I bought a set of okay, good. So I had a set of I got this so I used to think, like, you think that you're doing yourself this like a favor by like buying things when they're on sale because they're on sale. When I learned that it's not a deal if you don't need it, and just because it's a good idea to buy an extra set of tires You can't freaking take tires to an ATM machine when you actually need money. So you better freaking have enough money in the bank so when something really goes on, you're not like, I don't know if that makes sense, but basically, I really could have used the $3,000 that I bought the tires for when the tires were freaking in my garage, just getting in my way. So, that was another deal with where I needed cash, but I didn't have any type of a situation. But okay, let me go into your guys' questions here. Okay, so Pug, I don't know what that says. Something remix. Call you remix. I'm interested in you being my mentor. I want to learn and have my own company and run it. I haul gas locally in the Midwest. Age is 25. Oh, okay. Well, good for you. Midwest. What part of the Midwest are you in? I'm in Minnesota. You probably know that. And then, what kind of company? What kind of stuff do you want to haul? What do you want? What are your goals with that? So what I'm all about right now is I just like doing YouTube, like to like at some point in my life, maybe to make it like so like I'm making money off of it. But I really, it's a contradicting thing because I want to help people, but I don't have a lot of extra time besides what I'm doing with this. So like I mean, pretty much I'll do anything I can to make any videos that you want, but I don't like I'm super usually I'm super busy and I can't just take time out to talk on the phone and stuff like a lot. So I'm not really taking on I'm not doing any mentoring, but I love the idea of helping you out. And I feel like all you got to do is ask me what you want to know, and I'll tell you. I'll tell you it, and just take advantage of when I'm on here because, I mean, really, I don't know. I don't feel like people do take advantage of my knowledge that I have. So just ask whatever you got to ask, and I'll answer it in as detailed as I possibly can. I don't know much about gas, but yeah. So I'm right in the Twin Cities, so you probably know I'm probably like, I don't know, 2 hours from the Iowa border. I'm like the southeast. I'm like the east side of the Twin Cities, but I'm on the south end of the east side. Des Moines. Okay, yep. You can make that run in a day, down and back. Done it a couple of times. Okay, let's see here. Think of a question you want to ask. I'll answer it in detail for you. Okay, DJ. How much cash do you need if you want to finance through a bank? The weird thing about a bank is it depends on the bank. If you don't want to take really no as an answer, if you go to 5 banks, someone's going to give you a loan, but pretty much you just got to have a down payment and you have to have good credit, but you got to have a down payment. So, and the weird thing about a bank is like, I've gone to a bank before and they told me, they gave me 2 loans and then they do things like, then they say, well, you have too many loans now. We're not going to loan you any money. And it's like, I'm an established business. You should want to loan me money. So then you run into that, and then they'll give a guy that doesn't know anything about trucking a loan on trucking. And then it's like, doesn't make any sense, which is good for you, because I mean, I'm just saying he doesn't know anything about running a trucking business. I'm not trying to say you don't know anything about trucking, but so, which I think is crazy, but So then like it's fairly simple to go to the bank. Like I said, you go to 5 banks, you come in with 10% on a $50,000 truck, and or maybe 10 to 20% on a $50,000 truck, and they'll give you a loan as long as you have decent credit. How much cash do you need if any? Remix. You got anything for any remix? Des Moines, Iowa. It's that flatbedding company's out of Des Moines, aren't they? I don't know, 3 letters. I can't remember what the heck it's called. TCM or I don't know. And then there's also that other TMC. Yep. TMC. And then what's that one? The yellow and red company. They got tarps that are yellow and red. Anyways, what do you want to do with your trucking business? Do you want to haul fuel? I think that might be pretty hard. To do starting out, but I don't know. I don't know much about hauling fuel, so okay. Well, what do you want to? You want to just haul general freight, or you got an idea of like flatbedding or powder trucks, dry van, reefer? What's moving out there that you think you can get into? Because I know that there's. What's up, Greg? I'll answer this in a second, Greg. Hold on. And okay, so remix. Do you want to be home every night, or do you want to be regional, home every 3 days out of 7 or out of 5? I don't know, because that would be home. Okay. I mean, yeah. I mean, what I know about Des Moines is that there's got to be a lot going on because there's a lot of major trucking companies there. So it must be on the way to major destinations. I mean, it's got to be. I mean, I really don't know much about Des Moines, but I know that there's huge players out there. And which another reason might be for their tax. It might be good tax benefits in Iowa too. But what I would check into for being home every night is flatbed, because there's all those huge flatbed companies out there. So more than likely you could get into something and do that. But the industry that I know of in Des Moines is, well, you guys got gypsum or whatever, and they in powder plants. So you might want to look into hauling flatbed, like gypsum. You guys have to have like what is that? A pretty big steel. What would that be called? I know where a lot of scrap metal gets melted down out in Iowa. I don't exactly know. Like I said, Mason City, there's the powder plants, and it seems like I know there's a factory for doing not plywood, but what goes into boards, or to walls. I'm trying to think what that's called. Yeah, farm equipment shit out of Wausau. There you got or not Wausau. What am I thinking about? Out of the hay is that place just north, I think, of Des Moines. I like to call it Des Moines. the John Deere dealership. I mean that's probably something you could get into. Like I said, it's just whatever's kind of in your area. You just got to kind of go with the flow. But I mean, just by me driving through there, like if you see my videos, like I'm always looking at different people that I can call in different areas and line things up. And for all the successes I've had, there's been a lot of failure. I mean, it's not even failures, but it's just a lot of stuff that just hasn't happened. But I see a lot of foam coming to Minnesota. I've always been interested in what that's all about. And I've also seen they take that down or up. It's got to come through Des Moines. I don't know if they're getting it from Chicago. I don't know why they would go that way. That wouldn't make sense. Yeah, you just have to check it out and then kind of see what you want to do. But I don't think you can do what I do on my scale in a tanker business, in a fuel business, because the insurance, and you gotta have some crazy stuff, but obviously you could do like liquid fertilizer. That might be a good, since tankers. There is tanker stuff. You just have to check it out. So any other questions, just let me know. All right, let me see here. My own office. Like you, Greg here. I'm going to answer Greg's question. Hello, give me your opinion on how to get grain. Georgia only. Okay, that's a fairly simple answer for me. First off, the way that I got started in my business, don't know how to do it in grain, but I do know that I have hoppers, and my friend Adam, who's also my mentor, he's got hoppers. We bought hoppers when we were hauling frac sand, and then when that just up and vanished, we still have them basically. So the only other really thing that goes with, besides super specialized stuff, is grain and fertilizer and stuff. So what I would do is I would just go on the load boards and start that way. I mean, it's a lame answer, but you go on the load boards, and what you do is you find a broker and you tell them, I really think you give somebody a good shot, and you say, hey, do you have enough work to keep me busy all the time? And then if they say yes, roll with them and then see where it leads. Give them a couple months, maybe I don't know, that might be a long. Give them a month and just like see where it goes, I don't know if you're still on here, Greg, but I don't know if that answers it. And let me see, what is it? How to get started with well, give me your opinion on how to get started with my own truck and trailer hauling grain. So yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, freaking, if you want to get into the grain hauling business, now is the time to buy equipment, because the grain I have two hoppers, and you almost have to give them away to sell them right now. So, which is good for someone that wants to start. I'm not telling you not to get into it. It's just take advantage of what it is right now. And it's not in my area. They're not selling very good. So that's good. So give me a price limit on truck and trailer. Oh, my phone just went off here. So this is cool. I have a banker. So I have a really good relationship with my banker. He's texting me properties. It's 10 o'clock at night, and he's really, it's a really good idea to have good relationships with your CPA and your banker. So that's pretty cool. Will you sell your hoppers? I would love to sell you one of my hoppers. I've got really cool hoppers. Yeah, I mean, seriously, they're for sale right now. No one's bought them, so I don't know. I'd be willing to make a deal with you. But no, I mean, if you're Greg, are you doing local too? because if you're doing local, get into a light. I mean, really, you can get into it for, equipment, trailer. You can get a trailer, like a really good trailer that'll last you for years for $20,000. I mean, that's like really nice trailer for 20 grand. And then you can get and local. See, I don't know your area, but if you see guys pulling hoppers around, it's probably doable. But yeah, what I would do is I would get on the load boards like bulkloads.com, and I would just look for brokers, put in your configurations of your different lines, I guess, like where you want it, lanes, where you want to go, and then look for the brokers that keep on coming up, and then just try to make relationships with them. And then, like everybody says, like all the stuff that's on the load boards is the stuff that nobody wants. So if you start dealing with these guys, they'll help you out. Let's see here. Yeah, if you want to email me, you can email me at Eric, ERIC, at twincityhauling.com. That's my email address. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to answer your question, Remix, in 1 second. I don't know, Greg, if that answers your question, but yeah, I mean, if you're going to be local, 30 grand. No, I don't know. It just depends on how nice of equipment you want to have. But the more that I know, the less super, I can get by with to get started. But I mean, it's just, I don't know. It is what it is. So that should be good. Okay, Remix, let's see here. Did you buy trucks from credit money or money you saved up from truck driving? So when I got started, it's I never drove before, but I had a lawn care business with my father-in-law, Wankster, who's been on some videos. So we had the business together, and we started the trucking business with almost all the money that we had in the bank. We just took it out and bought a truck. So we basically started with $30,000, and we bought the truck for 20. And then, like I've said this before, but insurance with our own authority and stuff at the time was, it was Greg, 20,000 for a truck and 20,000 for a trailer, you'll be sitting real good. Real good. The goal is not big power. The goal is reliability and being light, because a lot of times you get paid on your weight, so that'll help you out. So, and that's kind of what I would recommend. But yeah, so I'm jumping back to me getting started. So we bought the truck cash for 20 grand. I still have the truck. I still run the truck like every day. That was like in 2013. I did rebuild the engine and, whatever, but it just keeps, it's a good truck. So, and then we ran somebody else's trailer. We weren't leased on, but out here there's like brokers. We did construction work. You grab one of their trailers, you pull it, and they give you like an hourly rate, and you just go to work, pull their trailer. So that's how I got started and what I did. So, okay, I prefer local. Okay, got that. Starter. Yeah, 20. Okay, so you heard me. 20 grand for a truck, 20 grand for a trailer. What type of truck? Getting started, I would definitely go for like an owner operator special, which means nobody's going to want to drive it except for somebody that's money motivated. So, I shouldn't even really say that, because But what I'm basically saying is like, if you got a Sterling, like they're just not nice trucks, but you can get a Sterling, like an '06 Sterling, for like, they basically give them away because nobody wants them because they're not nice. They don't ride good. But you get one with like a I mean, you can get whatever engine you want in it. Preferably if you know somebody that works on a specific type of engine, but they normally come with like little cats in them, or like Caterpillars and Detroits and Mercedes. And I have had really good luck with Mercedes, but I have a mechanic that works at a dealership, so he basically works on my stuff. So he can work on all that stuff. Uh, Gray Minimum Memphis. Thanks for the question there, Gray. Yeah, minimum horsepower really depends on what you're doing, because what, like, if you're getting paid for tonnage, like, so what I do is I get paid up for tonnage, and I haul, and our legal load here for most things is 80,000. I mean, there's permits to do other things, but it's 80,000, right? So, we're getting paid off of the load, but you're hauling heavy. So the engines that, I mean, a 400 to a 300, I mean, 375 is pretty low. What's up, Nick? Willing to mentor you. I answered this question a little bit earlier. I would love to just, if you guys have questions, you got to just ask. Got to ask me questions, and I will make videos. But I right now do not have any time to do any mentoring. I'm just really focused on building my business and like helping people from a distance. So that is what I really love to do. And yeah, so, but anyway, so engines that I look for in my trucks that get me all excited are not Mercedes, but I like Detroits, because I don't know. I like the Detroits because I have a mechanic that works on them. I'd really be interested in getting like C12. I don't really love C13s because they kind of blow up often. But C12s and C13s are light engines, and you're looking for a light engine, pretty much, if you're going to get paid by the ton. But you still got to be able to get up and go. But I mean, really, horsepower isn't an issue, because when you get up and going, you just set the cruise and go, unless you're dealing with hills and stuff. What great question. Did you buy a truck from credit money? Okay, I answered that. What type of truck? Minimum horsepower? How are you going to mention me? What's up, Nick? Are you going to ask me a question? I'm here to mentor you right now, right on the spot, man. Let's get a question going here. Okay, how do you find cheap and reliable truck? So and then it says insurance. So I'm thinking, oh, there he is. Man, I am waiting for a video from you. I'm like, seriously, like, oh my gosh. I don't know what you're gonna have to. I don't know what the hey. I got to come up with a nickname for you. I'm gonna call you WZ. WZ in the building. Yeah, no, you got to put a video on. I got to know what's going on. Is it everything you expected, or is it kind of like, you liking it or no? Let me know, WZ. So, how do you find a cheap and reliable truck? And then you have insurance at the end. I'll answer that. If you guys want some mentoring, you guys got to ask me some questions so I can mentor you guys. That's what this is kind of about here. So, get going. Cheap trucks, reliable truck. You never know if it's going to be reliable or not, but if you guys are already in trucking, you will find guys that don't know how to manage their money. It's really common. And they will basically, you can get into a truck for, you can just take their payments over. I mean, all you got to do is hang around trucking long enough and you'll find somebody that be a truck. I'd really recommend from somebody you know, as long as you can trust them. I've had really good luck with that. And the turnover the payments thing is good, but what's even better is if they own the truck outright and they'll sell it to you. That I've done both. And it's the best truck I ever bought was my purple T800. The guy that my friend that I bought the truck from, he just had medical problems and whatever, and he got a job that had health insurance. He actually did the exact opposite as you, WZ. He was an owner operator hauling end dump, and then he went and got a ready mix job. So crazy. He did the exact opposite. And basically, he had the truck. It was wintertime. He was paid off, and he just couldn't financially keep it running. And then he just got to the point where he was done. And like I said, he was having all these issues. So he needed to sell the truck so that he could like pay for whatever else. And he needed like $4,000 is what he needed. He needed $4,000 because he had that much month left at the end of his money, basically. And then that could get him out of a bad situation. So I gave him $4,000. He signed over the title to me, and then I only paid total for the truck $11,500. And he wanted to sell it to somebody else for like $27,000 that summer. But then he needed the money. And I told him, I said, hey, he wanted to sell me the truck. And I said, hey, I love the truck. This was my second truck, which made me the fleet owner. So basically, I didn't know how I felt about wanting to own multiple trucks. I figured, I was doing okay with one. Didn't know if I wanted to go with a driver and get driver route, which I'm glad I did do that in the end. But so then what ended up happening was, like I said, so I gave him $4,000, and then the rest was on payments over like 8 months or something. It was like $1,000 a month till it was paid off. And I knew going into it that I had a bad oil leak and I was going to need to put a head gasket in there. And I had my mechanic come with, and I nailed him down on a price of what he was going to charge me for it before I bought it. And then I ran it for like 6 months. And then in the wintertime, I shut it down and we did the head gasket. So it was like, I paid for it with the truck, the stuff. I mean, I put, a gallon of oil in it every freaking week, but who cares, So, okay, let's see what we got going on here. So that's how you can find cheap trucks. Sometimes buying a nice truck that doesn't need any work and financing it might be the way to go, though. And then just get to work and don't freaking stop working. That might be a good way to go too. So, let's see, truck insurance. Yeah. WZ, you can talk about truck insurance. You're doing that right now. You're just getting in the game. So take payments over. Mine was 50,000. I financed it. Well, yeah, exactly. Gray ass end dump or flatbed dump truck. Shit, do them all. Start with one, learn it, do it all. I do all of it. All that stuff I do. Trucking I like the least because it's hit or miss. But that's what I would recommend. Start with one, learn it. you might have to do all of them to stay home and make the kind of money you want. Start off like I would start off with the one that costs the least for you. So it'd probably be buy a truck, buy a day cab. I would really recommend buying a coffin sleeper truck. I really like a low top coffin sleeper. That way, if you need to go out of town to pay some bills, you can without getting a hotel, and they're light and stuff. But I would get a cheap truck, and then the first wagon I would get, if I had no experience and didn't really know where I was going to go, would be a flatbed, just because they're the cheapest to start with. But but I didn't do that. So I'm telling you what I didn't do. What I did was I started out working for a company. I bought the truck. They had the trailer. I ran my own numbers. I just pulled someone else's trailer. They took their money for the trailer and they took their money for the job, and life was good. And then I worked my way and saved money and bought my first trailer and then my second, third, and so on. And like Gary, also for which one? What's going on in your market? Where do you feel like you can get in where you fit in, It's all right, WZ. You can get a sleeper for your second truck. It's all right. And you have kids. You don't need to be going over the road. But I've only slept in my truck one time. I was when I first got started, and my first truck was like a little coffin sleeper, and I was not happy about it. I thought we needed a day cab, but Winkster's friend sold us the truck, and it was a sleeper truck, and we bought it, and it was like the best thing that ever happened. It was so nice. Even with local stuff, with the construction job gets put on hold, freaking crawl back and sleep, go back in the bunk. It's a good deal. And yeah. Linkster now, his truck, he's got a newer Peterbilt, and he's got a sleeper on it too. That's just the way to go. I like them. They're comfortable. Cab overs, I love cab overs till I drove one. They are just not doing it for me. The one I drove anyway was, holy crap, was that a rat trap? It was bad, very bad. Well, until you guys start asking some more questions, what I'll say about asking about what trailer to buy is use other people's money as much as you can until you can make your money. See, my goal is right now is to make money off of my money. But until you have, I don't want to sound, I'm trying not, I don't want to sound like this, but I don't know. I don't have a problem with where to put my money. It's not like I'm rolling in the dough like that much, but the goal for me is not like, I'm kind of good. So now it's like, okay, how can I make my money grow? Right. But there's all these real estate terms, and the one that I'm thinking of is OPM, other people's money. And there's all these other terms. And it's the same thing in trucking. If you don't have the money, why go out and buy something when you can use somebody else's? Use somebody else's till you can afford to go out and buy yours, or just try it. Maybe you don't like it, and then you can go and use theirs and buy something else, and now you have two. Maybe you get a flatbed and you use somebody's end dump, and now you have two trailers. And then if the guys that you're pulling their flatbed or their end dump starts giving you issues, and you can tell them, hey, I'm going to go flatbed. I don't need you. Do you have to work for a flatbed company to learn how to tie down a tarp? Um, Here's the deal with that question about the flatbedding. If you're running your own authority, you pretty much can do whatever you want, and you can act like you know whatever it is that you need to act like you need to know to get where you want to go. But do you want to do that, or do you want to learn, or do you want to, no one's going to know if you know how to tarp something correctly. But if you tarp it wrong and whatever isn't supposed to get wet gets wet, that could be a problem. So just figure out how to do it, but don't let it hinder you. I mean, if you're at the point in your life where you want to make a change and you want to do flatbedding, I mean, I don't know, and you have the means to do it, go do it. Or maybe just lease on with a flatbed company for a year, learn it, and then do your own thing. I mean, you can have all your own stuff, and they can take 10 to 20%, and you can basically get paid training, and they'll just love you. So that's what I would look into. Yeah, that windshield. Yeah, what do they say? My uncle says you're the first to the accident scene. In that you are the first frickin' guy to the scene of an accident in a cab over, that's for sure. I'm balling hard, yeah, I know. Now, it's kind of funny because I walk around like I don't have any money, and that's kind of the goal. So it's kind of different with my YouTube channel because I kind of try to kind of act like I know what I'm talking about. But with normally, like you should see what I drive right now. I'm driving a car that's like a homeless person wouldn't even want, but I don't get all wrapped up in it. Okay, Remix, what's up? Lend me a truck then, and I'll haul for you Des Moines to Minnesota and back. I'll pay my insurance. Ha. Yeah. Truth to every joke. No, get yourself together. You can do it. I got some ideas for what you can do if you want to. I know an end-dump company that runs back and forth to from Minnesota to Minnesota to where is that? Where is that, Remix? Where's the Tri-Cities at? It's one of the Tri-City states. Give you a quiz, see if you know it. The Iowa Tri-City state. Okay, we'll come back to that. Let's see. Gray says coo. Coo cow. Does anyone remember that rapper? Wensler WZ. When are you gonna put out your video? You gotta give us an update. I'm literally on my seat here, waiting for a video to drop. Greg says, "Do you have a dump trailer?" Greg, are you talking about an end dump, or are you talking about like a dump trailer for a pickup truck? Yes, I bought one, 23,000. And let me say, WZ, if you're balling like you are, yeah, then buy the W900 and the frickin' trailer to go with it. The trailer, let's say you make 10% more off the trailer. Why the hell would you not? Like let's say your trailer, so $23,000, your payment's like $300 a month. 10% of like 15,000 is like, what is that? $1,500. So you're making an extra $1,500 a month. There's nothing that goes wrong with a trailer. And when they're it's a no-brainer. If you want to give yourself a raise, buy yourself a trailer. But if you can't afford to give yourself a raise, then just don't. I mean, that's basically what I'm saying. Okay, let's see here. Sioux City. Sioux City tarps. Have you ever heard of them? I get some tarps from them once in a while. But no, not Sioux City. That's not what I was talking about. Maybe they are part of the Tri-Cities or whatever. But what I'm talking about is right on the river. Gosh, what the heck is the name of it? They're always trying to get me to go there. I want to say it starts with a D. So you go through Des Moines, you take whatever the road that the I-80 truck stops on, and then you keep on heading towards the west, it must be. And then right before you go across the river into Illinois, it's right there. And I can't think of what it's called. But there's a run that goes from Minnesota to there, and they're always looking for trucks. And if you tell them you will do it all the time, they'll let you run year round. Davenport, yes, Davenport. So the run, okay, so for you guys out there that want to be owner operator, this is something I'll say too. So what the goal is that you want to do, and this is my very humble opinion, is you want to, if you work 12 hours, you want to make $1,000. Okay. Doesn't sound very sexy, but the goal for me is my truck. I want my truck to do $1,000 a day in 12 hours. And obviously if I can do more, that's great. And it does happen a lot, but sometimes it doesn't. Okay. But it's not a bad job if you even have to work 14 hours. Yeah. Like if you're logging, I mean, Davenport to Minnesota with load time, it's going to be a 14-hour day. You can make 1,000 to 1,050, maybe even 1,100 at this point. I haven't done it in a long time. And it's every day. So, but the goal is after fuel, you make $7. So you want to be able to make $700 a day after fuel if you're driving yourself. And if you're doing that, you always want to do something that you can afford to put a driver in. If you can't afford to put a driver in it, then you can't, what's that word called? What's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. I'm gonna read some. Let's see if anyone has any questions. It's coming. All right. We don't need the fancy editing, WZ. Just put it on. Come on now. And thanks for the encouragement. I bought that one cash. I'm balling, but driving 09 Prius, bro. Ooh. See, I don't know if I could do the Prius thing. Sorry, man. That's pretty bad. I drive a 2000 G body van. It just sounds a little better than the Prius. Sorry. Eric, do you have an end dump? Yes, I do. I just bought a new to me end dump yesterday too, or over the weekend. So I'm pretty excited about that. But yeah, I have end dumps. I have framed and frameless, steel framed, steel frameless, and aluminum framed and frameless. Okay, sorry, you may have answered already. Your favorite truck is the T800. Do your favorite end dump manufacturer? Okay, so the T800 is my favorite not because it's my best truck. It's just my favorite. I like Kenworth, and it's been a very good truck to me. I bought it very well, and it's truck 33, and my dad passed away, and he was born in 33, so it's just kind of sentiment. I'm very sentimental. Sorry, you may have answered. Okay, favorite truck, what was it? Favorite end dump manufacturer. Okay, so I don't have a favorite end dump manufacturer, but I like Max and East and Trail Stars. They're all cool. I don't know. They're all super cool. They're just end dumps are just so cool. Right? Maybe they're just awesome. So, let's see here. Um, my favorite trailer that I have is my Mack quad axle steel end dump, and it's just opened up so many opportunities for me. That's why it's my favorite, and it's just a cool story behind it. Wankster actually loaned me I flipped the trailer over. I'm going to do a video on this, but I wasn't driving it, but I had an owner operator that was pulling one of my trailers, one of my buddies, and he flipped it over. He tipped it, and I needed to buy another trailer, like fast, because like I have contracts I have to fulfill. So like, oh crap, it's not like I can just take my time and find another trailer. So needed to get something. It was just crazy that this happened, but at there was going to be an auction. Like it was like on Friday. Like this happened like on Monday, and there's an auction on Friday. Had this Mack quad that I ended up buying, and this is why it's important to have cash so that you can move quickly on things. So like I didn't have any cash at the time, but just so happens that Wankster's freaking loaded. So he basically borrowed me the whole freaking amount of money, and I bought it, and then I got a loan for it, and then he paid me back. So that's my favorite trailer that I have. It's a quad axle Mack, and it's 28 feet long, but it's 4 axles so that it can gross 80,000. And then that opened up crazy amounts of doors for me. Holy crap. Okay. Comments are rolling here. I like that. This is kind of cool. Do you have okay, sorry guys. I'm just not good at reading. I get paid $78 an hour. I'll let you know what I think about that. $9.45 for, yeah, you do $9.40. If you're the key is, are they letting you work that many hours? Well, I never work that much. I always work around 10 hours. Yeah. So, yeah, exactly. I'll get into that. Okay. Only spend about 150 in fuel a day. Yeah. You cannot go wrong with that. Like if I was looking at that rate and I said that 78, like some people would be like, oh my gosh, you're only making $78 an hour. Dude, that is a really good rate. 10 hours a day, you're making 780 freaking dollars. Wait, 780 bucks. And then 100, hold on. 150 in fuel. It's a good rate. It could be better, but the thing that I think, WZ, about where you're at is that's like money in the bank every freaking day, as much as you want, and it's not seasonal. It's just you're year round. That's what you're making. Am I correct? Okay, let's see. Let's see. Hensler. Okay, let's see. How long is it worth it? Oh, good. Any old dump trailers you will sell? You're just looking for. No, I don't. I can't sell any old vintage dump trailers. I got to have those around for spares. So I don't have anything for you. Spin at it a month. 70. Yeah, I need to know what's going on, WZ. Good. I'm glad it's worth it because you left a really good job to be an owner operator. What are your goals? Are you planning on owning a fleet, or what are you thinking about doing, WZ? Okay, nice man. Home every day. Yeah, okay. But haul. Not sure if it's worth it. Yes, home every day. Only work around 3 to 4 days a week. Dirt, rock, rubble. Okay, why is it not worth it? Yes, you are correct. Did your end dump business slow down in the winter? Yeah, my end dump. Yeah, it's a tough thing. I've kind of found out that most businesses have a slow period, but mine just is in winter, and yeah, it's tough. It's tough. But before I go into that, WZ, you don't know if it's worth it? Is that what you're saying, WZ? You don't know for sure yet? Because I know what you're. If just let me know if I'm getting that right. I'm just kind of reading through here, but I'll go back to this gray. What is does your end up? Yeah, it slows down because I haul. So I haul. What gets me really excited is doing year-round end dump work, and I'll take a pay cut for it. But there could be somebody that says they have year-round end dump work, and then I take a pay cut, and then like it's January, and they're like, "Oh, we don't have any work," so it slows down. Right now, my main customers are a huge um, concrete company and a huge asphalt company, and out of the 10 to I've actually been running 14 trucks. I've been hitting 14 trucks a day. Not every day, not even, but a couple times a week I've been hitting that. But tomorrow I'm at like 10, which is hard. Sucks. It's not. But anyways, that's just another story. But yeah, so out of the 10 that I have running tomorrow, 8 of them are hauling for either doing concrete work or asphalt work, and then I have 2 that are hauling scrap iron. Okay, let's see here. Is there, I don't know. Not working as many days as I thought I would. Yeah, see, I hear you. I hear you there. What's the deal with that? There's no other companies you can work for? I'm assuming you're working for a broker. I mean, when I did construction, um, I had to work. I had to work the weekends to make it work. Just couldn't do it without working the weekends because there was a rain day or I broke down or this or that, and it just okay. I'm gonna answer Greg's here and then go to UWZ. On the hopper bottom, I've been looking for a really good deal. Right fast. And Greg. There's only like 5 people on here. I don't think you got to worry about anything. All right, I got it copied. I'll send you an email. I'll send you. Oh, you guys still there? Hold on. Let me just do this real quick. If anyone else wants me to send them an email, I can. We'll send you an email if you have a personal question that you would like me to answer. Let's see here. That you don't want everybody to know about. All right, I sent it. Okay, I got lots of thinking that WZ, give me your email address. I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you on the phone, WZ. Got into a lot of debt thinking that I'd work around 50 hours a week so I could pay my debt back fast, but now I'm in debt, and the way it is going now, it's going to take me a longer than I thought. Yes, I hear you. Yeah, I'll have to talk you off the ledge, but I know exactly what you're talking about, WZ. Did it's kind of funny uh, to to ask you this since you're not happy, but hold on. Oh boy. Yeah. You'll be fine. You know why I know you'll be fine? Because you actually had money and you know how to use it and you drive a Prius. You'll be fine. Seriously, you will be, but it's not your wife. She'll be okay. But I get it. I really do. Do you want to do more than one truck, or are you thinking, wow, I don't know if I want to do another truck. This isn't even doing it for me now. Okay, Remix, I'm sending you an email here. Come on, WZ, give me your email address. I actually want to talk to you. We got to chop it up. You are protege number one. How do I get struggling here, guys? I'm trying to figure out how to get to my email. Not very, uh-oh. Uh-oh. Whew, that was crazy. I don't know how to do this. Just trying to get to my email. Oh, I know how to do it. Duh. All right, I'm gonna get your emails, guys, and I'm gonna get out of here. So just hold on, unless you guys have any last minute questions, but you can just email me. I'll do a video. Eric, do this one. Do this. Do this. Yo. Sender. Uh-oh. What the heck? It says it's not a valid email. Uh-oh. I'm having issues here, guys. I'm going to have to save your email addresses. I'll email you, but something's going on. Yeah, shit. The paid off. I'm just going to. I know all about the paid off the house thing. Yeah. I'm happy, but my wife is on my case. It's stressful. Yeah, frickin'. That's one deal. I have friends who say that drivers have ruined it. Don't listen to your friends say that drivers have ruined it. They don't know what they're. I mean, if they're not successful, you don't want to listen to them. Okay, our wife will always be on her case. Dude, my freaking wife, she is so cool, but it's crazy. It's crazy. We're all saints. I get in arguments with my wife about working too much, and now she asked, when is enough enough? I mean, are you serious? Now we're talking about, why are you working this hard? You don't need to. Well, come on. Give me a break. Oldest truck you would buy, maximum miles. Okay, miles do not matter to me. The oldest truck that I would buy something in the 90s. I don't think I'd go into the 80s. You want the truck to have Facebook group. So something that I am kind of interested in is a kind of like a mastermind group, but it not just basically shoot ideas off of each other. But yeah, I could do a Facebook group. hold on here. Their trucks, I like. If you should get more trucks, they say it's not worth it, so I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to talk over the phone on that one, WZ, because obviously I think it's worth it, but it might not be going through a broker, but you don't need to go through a broker forever. You just got to learn it. I want to stick with the truck thing. So I would get something that's got like power steering and, not air operated windshield wipers and all that stuff. Just, older trucks are fine. My T800 is a 99. I have one of my most expensive trucks is a 99, a W900. Something that you can get parts for. All right, sounds good, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. I thought I was just going to do a video and basically talk to myself. So this was actually fun. So thanks for hanging out, guys. I'm going to keep this open while I copy paste all your guys' emails. And then when I get off of here, I'll figure out why the heck they're not sending. You guys can keep talking. If you have a question, I'll look at it before I leave, but let me just get this stuff. I am really not technical savvy at all, if that even is a word. Okay, how should I do this? I think I'll throw them on here, I guess. Do 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 do. One of the things that, if you guys are still on here, that I will say is whenever you do something that could change your life forever, you're always going to have feedback. You got to have freaking wide shoulders and keep it moving, because it's going to come from everywhere, especially your flipping wife, which I'm not hating on my wife at all. But sometimes you just got to do the stuff like a gangster and just tell them I told you so later and have a chip on your shoulder if they don't believe in you. Don't make it a reason not to do it. Make it a reason to just be stupid. One time my wife, to give you an example, she was complaining because the office person, the cleaning lady, and the nanny were all over at the same time, and she, I don't know, was overwhelmed because we had the shit's all for her. It's all for her. Have all that help for her, and then she still got something. I said, if you went on Facebook and told somebody right now that your life was hard because the nanny is here, the office person, and blah blah blah, they would think you were the goofiest person ever. So, and she's not goofy because she's straight up gangster too. Really. But we just, whatever. We all got our deals. All right, I think I got everybody here. I just want to make sure I get everyone's information. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Yep, you're welcome, guys. Thanks for hanging out. We'll talk to you later. All right, how do I end this thing? Okay, peace. Are you sure you want to end the stream? All right, guys, get to work. Oh, crap. Yes, I do.